You got different abilities. She can suck you into the world.
Oh, I've seen her. I know her. Not personally. Not
yeah,
personally.
yeah. No, I'm best friends with her.
I've seen it. Yeah.
I've friends for years. I stayed at her house.
Like someone I know from work.
We told each other secrets. You know, all that stuff.
Oh, I know you. I know her. I know her. Yeah.
Yeah. No, great gal. Really loves the party. Yeah, good times. Joby, hi. You're here. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I've never. These Paper Mario games, they sort of switch it up every iteration. So this is like a RPG that then they ditched that at one point, did they?
Yeah. There's a platformer game. The next one's a platformer. But yeah, this is a turn-based RPG. You are the next guest in the long line of guests who have never seen this game. And like don't worry, like the next couple of guests, people will have played the game and seen it. But yeah, like everyone so far is like not seen anything, which means you're gonna get to appreciate the 1,000-Year Door. I'd like you to tell me what you see on the door.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. This is like that.
Yeah. No, you're
Little
seeing
Mermaid
it, right?
box art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Mermaid box art moment.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You have to appreciate it, right? You can't not admire it. There it is in all its glory. Gorgeous.
I appreciate the phallus door. Nothing's here, nothing's right. The conversation has run dry. Maybe I should shut the door because the radio's on.
Okay.
And that's why I'm singing the song.
I see.
Yeah. I appreciate the phallus door.
Oh my god.
It's a fallacy.
A
phallus. See?
Oh god. But yeah, it's impressive. What I love about this playthrough more than anything, I think, is every new person. Have you seen this door? It's good, right?
Yeah. The thing is, because you said look at this door,
yeah.
I looked at the door critically, so I think I spotted it quicker.
Yes,
I feel like
possibly.
maybe it would take maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then after a while I think that door looks kind of penisy, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
but you know, it's yes. What? I
like shaky text.
That was written in Princess Peach's email? The legendary treasure is actually the spirit of an ancient demon. And those fiends want to use the power of the crystal stars to resurrect it. How bone-chilling. Sadly, it does seem to be consistent with what we've uncovered.
What have you found out, Professor?
This is rather long, so you'd best listen well. Are you all ready? And you there, in front of the TV, you listen up too! And you there, speaking through Discord, you!
Oh wow, he knows.
And you on YouTube.
Maybe I'm missing something. Are you talking to no one?
Oh, never you mind. Don't worry about such trivial details. Just listen. The great cataclysm that I read about in that book may well refer to this demon. It says that a monster destroyed a large town that once stood on this very area. It also says that the 7 crystal stars were actually created by this monster, and that this thing used the power of the crystal stars to try to control the world. According to this book, the demon was defeated in the end by 4 heroes, but only the beast's physical form was destroyed. Its spirit could not be eradicated. So the heroes used the crystal stars which they had stolen from the demon, and they cast the evil beast into the depths of a vast maze and sealed the exit. From this I gather that the crystal stars cannot distinguish good from evil. So if they're all united, they could either seal away or resurrect the demon. It seems that who wields the crystal stars determines if they're used for evil or not, or good.
I guess we ought to consider not collecting the crystal stars then. It would be awful if we found them all, only to have them stolen for evil purposes. Does anyone think it might just be better to destroy them once and for all?
That was my first thought too, but further research suggests we can't do that. There's a slight possibility that the 1,000-Year Door is weakening. It seems the crystal stars hold the power to seal the beast for 1,000 years. So once 1,000 years pass, the power to keep the door sealed shut will fail. Unfortunately, this year may be the 1,000th year. Bad luck, huh? An army of penises will come out of the door.
Yeah.
The fact that those goons want the stars now may be coincidence, but maybe not. In other words, we must be ready for the demon's return, even if the X-Nauts fail. Oh, I guess we better find the rest of the crystal stars then, huh? Where do we start? According to the map, it appears to be somewhere on Keelhaul Key. Keelhaul Key? I'm none too familiar with the place, but I've heard countless unsavory rumors. You know, the usual stuff, vengeful spirits, full of hatred, evil curses, things like that. I'm sure the sea salt's down by the harbour no more. You should head there
Sounds like
first.
an average day in the Kenobi household. It's just full of vengeful spirits.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
You're having a bad time.
No.
So that's the illness that curses your family.
You know folklore, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese folklore is so funny. They have all these... You think of demons as like these things with horns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these little goblins with horns. Japanese folklore is so funny. It's just, here's a foot. Here's a giant foot that comes into your house and it won't leave until you wash it. Like, that's crazy.
That's pretty
What
good,
an
though.
imagination people have.
Well... Oh, do you want to see the coolest area of this game?
Yes,
This wall
please.
right here. This wall is so cool.
Oh! I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it is.
I just love
It's
just
there
middle finger stuff like
it's
that.
there
It's
the
so
whole
cool in
game,
games.
and it like
Yeah.
in like chapter 4 they were like, you need to go somewhere around here, and I was just like, where? And then I went up to it, I was like, oh! it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I can't remember where exactly, but I saw a clip from Shin Megami Tensei 3,
Oh yeah.
and it's like an optical illusion hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the spookiest thing. It's like, here's this massive corridor, and you're walking towards it, but it's like some Wile E. Coyote tunnel gag, you know? It's like that, and it's just like, okay, go to hell.
So Luigi has been going on his own adventure, which sort of like mirrors ours a little bit.
DLC, yeah.
Yeah, like I think
Luigi.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Sam who basically said that like it's possible that this was like a scrapped idea for the game's plot, and actually that makes a lot of sense if it is. I don't know, but
Yeah, well, I headed to Circuit Break Island and got me a marvelous compass piece. You wouldn't believe it, bro. Talk about frills, chills, and spills. It was pretty nuts, bro. Want to hear what happens? It's a pretty long story. Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of my story you want to hear, bro?
Circuit Break Island, please. I'll listen.
Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. Just as our boat arrived at Circuit Break Island, we heard
you continue the long story. I've got to get the phone. Oh, crikey.
Okay.
We heard this incredible racket. We soon found out that they hold kart races almost every day on this island. Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for that day. Just as we got to the racetrack, they were holding the award ceremony. I couldn't believe my eyes. Right there on the trophy they give to the winner. It was another piece of the marvelous compass and was passed dead away. I decided right then and there that the only thing to do was enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in car races before, so I thought I'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. The carts were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with their exhaust. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas. It was anything goes, bro! Of course, I wanted to get right out of there pronto. These drivers were crazed. But I worked up my courage and signed up anyway. And my race day finally came. I got one of the best carts, the big green 01. I took my position at the start line. The light went green. I stomped on the accelerator. And something bad happened. I was in reverse, so the big green 01 went rocketing backwards with me yelling. I crashed into the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-scream. In one fell swoop, I dropped into last place and wrecked my racing machine. But it wasn't no bad news. All the other cars crashed because of my maneuver. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by a country mile, bro. I took the piece off of the trophy and added it to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me toward Jazzafraz town in the east. Then I heard that voice. Princess Eclair's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess. Random words would form poetry if spoken by your voice. I will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Eclair! Oh, sorry about that, bro. So after that, I got back on my boat and came back here to Roadport. And that's what's been up with me.
Great, thank you.
Unironically a really cool story.
Yeah, I like his stories.
Yeah, Luigi's a good storyteller. I was not expecting that.
Would you like to be this guy?
The pirate?
Yes.
Dr. Livesey.
I don't think he's gonna have
Dr. Livesey.
I don't think he's gonna have a pirate voice, but he is a pirate of sorts. But
maybe a joke pirate voice. What do you want,
I will warn you, this voice is going to be a lot in the whole chapter, so do something that won't kill your voice.
It's just as soon as I started, I'm like, this guy better not be like a main character.
No, he's huge, so choose a voice that won't kill you.
Okay. And what do you want, huh? Okay, pirates. Who, me, you ask about? I am called Flavio. I am, how you say, a trader, the richest man in Roadport. Monetary wealth gives me freedom, yes, and freedom gives me wealth of spirit. And yet why is it that man, whose life is unchained, must always long for yet more? What is missing from my life? This tears at my very insides. I must know, what do I lack? Romance, definitely. I don't know. He feels a bit quixotic, you know what I mean? Maybe romance. He needs a woman in his life. He needs a woman's touch. Romance, you say? I suppose one does need some romance in life. What other sweet, delectable fruit could make so many wonderful pasta sauces? Sorry, that really made me laugh. I'm giving him like a pirate voice, but he's like Italian because he's mentioning like his name's Flav. I don't know. Whatever.
You can change the voice if you think.
I'm an Italian pirate, dog. Foolish Flavio, not romance. You silly man. What I need is romance. Wait, hold the horses. That is it. Now that I'm thinking of it, I once heard of the treasure of Cortez, the Pirate King. Yes, this is the answer. Oh, such happiness for me, a hunt for pirate treasure. Ah, that just shrieks of romance and thrills, and emotion and even money. Do you not know the tale of Darth Plagueis, the Pirate King's treasure hidden on Keyhole Island? I mean Keyhole Key. Keyhole what? Tales that say that the Pirate King Cortez hid his hoard of pirate booty there.
I'll tell you a tale so bold.
I was drinking water. Thanks. Oh god, it's not a good look for me. For years, treasure hunters and ruffians have gone there in search of the loot. But not a single one of them has ever returned. Oh, the horror that makes my back tingle. People here whisper that the ghost of Cortez attacks all who seek his treasure. It is because of those very rumors that people no longer go to Keyhole Key. Is it key? Is it wordplay? Like Quaey? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it like it's supposed to be? It's like, oh, it's a literal key, but because it's like pirate talk.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out. But that will not stop Flavio. That treasure is there, yes, and I am going to prove it.
I haven't played this game. I don't know.
For I am Flavio, trader extraordinaire, millionaire, sailor of the 7 seas. What is that you are saying? You are also looking for a treasure here in Rogueport? Why talk such craziness? There isn't anything like that in this dull armpit of a town. You cannot be believing each stupid rumor about treasure some street urchin spews out. No. Now what madness comes bursting from your mouth? You have a treasure map. Well, hand it over. Rather, I mean, show me. You are having a joke on me. This map leads straight to the keyhole key. You swine, you mean to steal my treasure out from under me? You awful, awful man.
We will share the treasure.
Yeah, well now I'm confused. You were looking for things known as the crystal stars?
Yeah, it's like that thing on the table, but not a skull, a star.
But now that I'm thinking, a star-shaped zone was the set to be in Cortez's hoard. I don't know.
That's what's going on. That crystal skull is torn. I reshaped it to a star. This is how I feel. I'm opening the door.
Staggering amount of cash, would you please? Stop such thoughts, Flavio. What you need is romance, thrills, emotion.
And do you know what all three of things will make you feel? Torn! I'm all out of faith! This is how I feel!
Super Mario, you know, he's torn. It's clever, isn't it? I cannot ignore what this business before me suggests. This must be fate at work. Flavio shall go with me, you to Keyhole Key. Of course, that crystal star is yours, yes, but the rest of the treasure is mine.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't really want the rest.
Okay. You must repeat that Flavio's ears are plugged. You have no ship? You unfortunate, foolish man. Do you not know who I am?
Actually, no, but...
I will have a ship ready in no time, and it will be massive and glorious.
Sweet.
Splendid, splendid, splendid. Let us begin preparations immediately, shall we? I will volunteer myself as our intrepid leader, yes, and you will be captain. Ah, danger and adventure tickle my nostrils. Come to Harbor right away.
Sweet. Alright.
Imagine like a kid thinking like, oh, I love Mario, and they play this and they just get like a ton of story.
Yeah,
it can go both ways. Yeah, it can go both ways. They'll either really, really like it or be like really... I don't know. Because when I was young and I played Final Fantasy, I was like, what? You don't move? But now I love Final Fantasy, so it wasn't like a permanent thing, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like I appreciate that kind of game a lot more now. So...
Cool shit.
This guy looks a lot like Lord Crump. I don't know if he actually is... pleased to meet you, your acquaintance. I think he is Lord Crump. What the hell? Why is he here? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Is this like Superstar Saga?
In what sense?
Like, it's like gameplay and...
just so the Mario and Luigi games are different from the Paper Mario games in gameplay, technically. Like, the Paper Mario games, or at least the first two, heavily reliant on badges, so they upgrade your jump and hammer abilities, and like you have loads of strategy based around that. Whereas Mario and Luigi, you level up, I'd argue, a lot more. And whilst you do upgrade your hammer and jump abilities, it's more about teamwork with Mario and Luigi and the moves you do. I mean, they're kind of similar. They're different. They're classed as different franchises, though.
Oh, I get you. Do you think like one influences the other, or like?
Maybe at first, like because Mario and Luigi came out after, like, I don't know if the first Mario and Luigi came out before this or after this, but yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Did you? Well, sadly, a slight problem seems to have popped up.
Oh no.
No engine. But feast your eyes on this outrageously fantastic ship. She's a fine vessel, no? She's the SS Flavion, the queen of the countless ships of my personal fleet. The raw majesty of her hull, the pomp and circumstance. None can compare to her. Ah, behold the elegant curve of her brow. She cuts to the very soul, don't you agree? But she is not just a beauty. She is a savage beast on the water, tops among sailboats. But above all, I tell you, this proud ship can...
Sink.
Yes. Do you speak? Yes, of course. The problem is that has sprung up.
Yes, a leak. It can sink.
A leak, yeah. I had completely forgotten about it. The SS Flavion, she bewitches me. Here's the issue. We have no navigator. He ran off. The dog. The navigator, of course, is the highest ranked helmsman. They steer ships, you know. Now here's the real problem. The waters around Keelhaul Quay are deathly dangerous. We need an absurdly skilled helmsman for our navigator. It is a, how you say, a picker.
Ooh, I guess I'll be
Funniest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, Flavio! Don't know why I'm giving him this voice. Heard you talking there, sir. If you don't mind me saying, I might have a solution.
Do not tease me, Papatch! You could solve your problem and spit it out already.
Well, sir, I've heard you talk of the famed, a legendary sailor living in Rogueport. Yeah, I think he's called Admiral Bobbery. A salty old sea dog, by all accounts. But he's said to have the helmsman's touch, sir. He can make any ship bow to his will. Thing is, there ain't a soul what's seen him on the seas of late.
Massa boom! Problem solved. Let us scat this Bobbery fellow and get him on board.
Alright, I'll find him. I have a suspicion I know where.
As is customary, my captain will handle all negotiations. That would be you, Mario. That does sound fair to everyone, does it not?
Sure, I guess I'll do it.
Hey, Sir.
I was about to do it. I'm glad you did it. Then it is decided. You must find this Bobbery and bring him here. Our fortune sails with you.
Alright. And if I can't find him? Well, we're not taking
the sailor
off.
The sailor reminds me of a character. I watched an old show. I watched it with my nan, actually, called Shogun. A really old show. Made for TV, like television show years ago about, it was like 6 parts, about Dutch sailors going to Japan, and about people who'd never been before, and about like this, you know, well, the shogun, you know, the general of the army in Japan, and there was a character. Okay, so there are no English characters, but they all speak English. Do you know what I mean? So like the Dutch, so there's a Dutch sailor, he speaks English, but he's like, oh, I'm Dutch, you know.
Yeah.
Right, and there's like a Portuguese guy, but he's playing a Portuguese character, and he's like a, you know, he's a seaman, so he's got like the ruffles in his shirt, you know, and he's like a kind of like a Johnny Depp sort of, you know, but he's supposed to be Portuguese, right? But he speaks like this like really posh English, and like every now and again he just uses the phrase "anglaise" to describe an Englishman. It's just like, what about you, anglaise? What do you got to say? By the way, did you know I'm Portuguese, anglaise?
Okay.
It's like, yeah, but you're clearly English. Like, but he doesn't even put on an accent. It's like, oh, I'm Portuguese, you know. Like, I mean, arguably that would be really cheesy. But he just says like anglaise just to sort of confirm, like, by the way, I'm Portuguese. Like, it's just so weird.
I would like to draw your attention to this guy who looks like Dan Backslide when he's driving the car.
Is there a tale you want to hear?
So...
These tales are alone and unprotected!
So, okay, so one of the... I'm trying to work out if these are going to talk about Vivian, who just joined us. Because I think these are sort of like referring to certain characters that join us. Maybe not, but I just want to see. Tell me the tale. The power of the world devouring demon was greater than any could imagine, but the wise Goomba soon realized that this was the power of the crystal stars. She thought of a way to take the stars and use them against the demon. She told the other heroes to plan and set it in motion, banishing their fears. The Boo's magic and the Toad's strength created a gap in the demon's defenses. That moment, the brave Koopa seized the stars. Okay, so I think this is actually referring to something else interesting. I think this is actually referring to the demon in the 1,000-Year Door. At first I thought it was referring to our party members, because you can get lore about your party members.
I like that.
But not quite. But yeah, we're going to roll up and just head in here.
Oh wow, you're
here's our guy.
like a sausage roll. Oh, that's probably him.
Yeah,
that was
him.
easy. What the hell? It's just like we haven't seen him in years. It's like he's at home.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the front door's locked. You can only get in this way.
Oh,
What do you blokes want?
I'm gonna regret this voice, but it's fine. I'll never use him as a party member again.
You seek Admiral Bobbery. Never heard of the gent. Take your search elsewhere. Now away with ya!
I'll go for this door, actually. Yes.
I'm glad you gave him the Captain Ahab voice. Because I thought about doing like that with my character, but I'm like, nah, I need to make him a bit more like European, I guess.
I'm glad you did a voice for him, because I probably would have just been like, hey there, how you doing? Do you know who I seek, out of random curiosity?
Bobbery? That old sea dog lives in the East Side house right next door. They say he was a great and important sailor long ago. He lied.
He lied to us! It is you. The door's open, right? Good. Cool. I'm glad you didn't lock the door again. Hi. You lied to me.
Admiral Bobbery.
Okay. Drop the axe, stupid stash. We already found out about your Admiral Bobbery.
What poppycock. Tell me, what would you want with me if I were this chap? You say your ship needs a navigator and you want me to do the job. So sorry, but you'll have to look elsewhere. I shall set sail upon the sea, nevermore.
But that's just not cool. You want to see me beg or something? Is that it? You have to come along. Only you can get us to safely the Keyhole Key.
Awfully sorry, dear boy, but when I say no, what I mean is no. My feelings on the matter are torn.
What's the next move, Chief? This salty dude is going nowhere fast. I can't figure this guy out. What's his beef with the ocean anyway? Know what we ought to do? Go find someone who knows what this dude's deal is.
Do you want to hear a fact about the song?
Go on.
Okay, I'm known for getting lyrics wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In our circle, I'm sort of known for like weird ad-libbing.
Yeah.
So I used to think the lyrics.
Yes, that's right. It's like, porn. I can't stop watching.
I used to think the lyrics. She says, I'm all out of faith, right? And I used to think the lyrics were "Ye of little faith," because you know that thing people say, "Ye of little faith," and I just used to think it was funny how she just used to say this weird,
can't
like
open the
Shakespearean.
safe. I'm all out of porn.
The bartender.
Would you like to be bartender?
Okay. Yeah, you say Barbary won't go to the sea, huh? Well, I can't say that surprises me. The real question is, are you folks really sure you want Barbary back on the water? Is that it? Now I see. You want to mount an expedition to Keyhole Key. Rough seas out there. Most sailors would meet their ends. Not old Barbary, though.
Alright.
The fact of the matter is, Admiral Barbary's tale is sad. Horribly sad, actually.
His wife was just torn.
Ye of little faith. You'll probably end up crying, but I'll tell it to you. You really want me to?
Yeah,
this text is great.
Yeah.
Whoever had this idea was like wobbly, just like, tell me more. In that case, get ready. Barbary's tale of woe goes something like this. Starts rapping. Barbary was once married. He had a wife of enduring beauty named Scarlet. What a number! The two of them were madly in love, the sort of love reserved for fairy tales.
What a number! Two. The two of them.
Oh, that's such a... Oh, I'm glad you said it. Now, Barbary was a renowned sailor, so he was away from home for long periods. Scarlet never complained about her long periods, so and always waited faithfully for Barbary's long return. And Barbary, his eye never drifted. He loved only Scarlet, truly and deeply. So they lived and found happiness where they could, and all for was good for a time. But now not all good things last. It was a particularly icy winter when it happened. Scarlet fell ill. A virus? A passing cold? No one knew, but it soon turned serious. Barbary at sea on a long, lonely voyage knew nothing of his bride's suffering. But the time he returned, Scarlet had succumbed. She was gone. Barbary, of course, blamed himself. My loving wife perished because of me. If I were not at sea, I could have nursed her back to health. I could have saved her. He was overcome with such thoughts. They tormented him, always haunting his sleep. He has never gone out to sea since. Gee, what a oh, that's you, sorry.
Gee, what a downer. I guess there's a pretty good reason for hating the ocean. Yeah.
You all know his tale now, so tell me, do you still want him to return to the sea?
No, he suffered enough.
Very well, I understand. If you're that determined, then I'll give you this.
Okay. Yeah, it's an old letter. Oh, the letter Scarlet wrote for... Sorry, the letter Scarlet wrote to Bobby on her deathbed. You've kept that from him. For how many years? You arsehole. What the hell? What is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with me?
End of sentence. I don't know what's written inside, but I'm an asshole. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I should have succumbed to this plague, and if my love should blame himself for my death.
Can we take a minute to appreciate, like, the adorable, weird, like, dog on the crate? Like,
I was looking at that while I was yeah.
It's weird.
That's funny.
I don't know.
Why that dog reminds me of, like, the way it's standing. It reminds me of, you know, Malted Milks? The biscuit.
No, I don't.
You don't know Malted Milks?
No.
I'm surprised. The biscuit. It's like a famous biscuit.
Okay. Like, I can't tell what's going on with it. Like, so there's clearly a dog head.
So there's a cow. There's a dog head that's, like, facing us, but the body is sideways.
Yeah, well, that's
like
what I was thinking. Well, I was trying to work it out, though, because, like, the body looks like a house. So, like, is it just a head on top of a house? Or, if it isn't, and it's
like a dog-themed store.
Or if it is a house, if it is a body, there's one really thick leg at the back, and then two tiny legs at the front, so it's only got 3 legs. It's very confusing. Yeah. Anyway, something sad's happening. Yeah.
Give this letter to him, and when Bobbery in misery, trying to forget the pain as he mourned his wife. What am I? Am I like a bogey? What am I? Like, I've just realised, like, what's my character? Like, what? Am I the bean things from Superstar Saga?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe actually, yeah, maybe it might be a reference.
I just couldn't bring myself to present this letter. I'm choking up thinking about it. Please. Take this letter and do the deed I was too cowardly to do. Take it to Barbary.
Oh, listen, Podley, thanks a ton. We'll deliver this thing. You feel better, okay? I mean, you're an arsehole, but... Sure. We'll do it.
I have a conspiracy theory about malted milks. Okay. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
So, the biscuit, and I'm not getting myself at it, I'll die on this hill. This is what malted milks used to look like, for anyone who's familiar. It used to be an imprint of a cow and a calf.
Okay.
Right? On the front of the malted milk biscuit. You know, some biscuits have a pattern on them. Mm-hmm. Like a pattern. That was sort of the pattern. And that's how you'd recognise it was like a legitimate malted milk. Uh-huh. Okay? It was a cow and a calf. And recently, very recently, they've gotten rid of the calf. Okay. Right? And my theory, like, no one's talking about it. This is the thing. I'm the only one who gives a shit. Okay? No one's addressing it. Right? And I think they got rid of the calf because people didn't like it. I think it gave, like, a bad impression. Like, they think maybe, oh, it's not animal friendly, or, like, it makes people think about, like, you know, like the milk industry and stuff like that, and like how the calves, they had to take the calves away from the mother. Maybe that was giving, like, a bad impression. So I think the company said, let's remove the calf so that it's just a cow. because it's hard to sympathise with just the cow, you know.
Right. Okay.
So maybe people weren't buying the biscuits because they're looking at the image and like, oh, that reminds me of like animal cruelty.
How old is this? How old is this biscuit?
Biscuit? Multi-milk's have been going on for decades.
Okay, here's my theory.
I'm insane.
No, here's my theory. The calf has grown up. The other cow has died.
Oh my god. Biscuit law?
Yes. People felt bad because they had to rip open the packaging to reveal the biscuit inside, and in doing so they cut up the
Mario,
the cow.
This is amazing.
They cut open the cow, and that cow was torn. So and then it died.
Ye of little beef. This is how I feel.
What? Oh, I thought it said Blabbertron. I was like, is that a villain?
Oh, by Blabberton's beard! Not you again! No matter how many times you entreat me, my stance is firm! Now away with ye! Pardon. A letter, you say? For me? What? Scarlet? This is Scarlet's handwriting. Scarlet, my love. My love, if you're reading this letter... No, I'm not doing that. If you're reading this letter, then I am no longer by your side. Because fate has stepped between us, I have decided to write you this letter. If you're reading this, I must have passed away while you were out at sea. I can only assume that you will blame yourself for it, my sweet Bobbery. Although my life was short, you gave me more than a lifetime's worth of joy. Though you will mourn, I beg that you remember that time. Like love is a tide. You are one with the sea, as you were with me. Do not lose both your life's loves. Time like love is a tide. You are one with the sea. I am one with the force, and the force is with me. 1,000 pardons, but may I have a moment alone, if you please.
So you want to go out to sea, Bobbery? You ready now?
Yeah.
Yes, love. I was happy. My sweet, sweet Scarlet. I love you still. Now then, you were looking for a navigator, I believe. Bound for Keyhole Key. If you think an old sea bomb like me is what you need, then let's shove off.
How about Bobbery? Yes! Alright, welcome to the party.
Yeah. Do your members... Does the dialogue change depending who's
yes,
in the...
Yes, it does.
Do you know what I mean? That's interesting.
The ship's in the harbour, I must inspect her before we leave. I shall meet you there. There appears to be several holes. This is not good.
So, Goombella here has an ability called Tattle.
I know her!
Yeah,
she's from this game, right,
yeah,
okay.
She has an ability called Tattle, so she can like reveal lore of the enemies, but also reveal their HP. But she also will tell you info on every single room and every single character.
That is handy.
So if I go there, that's Goomfrey, the Goomba. He's kind of shady, guess, but he's cool. So like literally every character in the game, she will give you info. There's so much flavor text in this game, it's ridiculous. When you think about how many just random NPCs there are everywhere, it's really, really impressive.